Hello scholars and welcome to Fun Scholar. So today we are going to discuss the chapter linear equations in two variable. This is a chapter of class 9 mathematics CBSE board, but ICSE students will also get benefit by watching this video. Okay, so let's start. So we have already learned that linear equations in one variable, and here we are going to learn linear equations in two variable. And as you may have watched my previous lectures when linear equations in one variable, where we have discussed that linear, this is a line, and from line we have derived the word linear. So linear means one line, and I have told that in linear equations will look like this. It will look like a line. That's why we call this a linear equation. Okay, so linear equations in one variable looks like this, and linear equations in two variable will look like this. In linear equations in one variable, a is the coefficient, x is the variable. A will be also can be a number, okay, or a constant. B is obviously a constant, okay, and from this one we will find the value of x. And talking about this one here, it will look like this, where x is a variable, y is also a variable, and a and b are the two coefficients of these two variables, and c is obviously a constant, and c also stands for constant. Okay, so we will going to learn the whole thing in our next slides. Okay, so let's see. Okay, and here you can see that they have made a list of decorations and food and gift items for a birthday party, like for any of yours birthday party. Okay, so the total budget we have to calculate from this, and we can easily do this kind of sum from childhood. But here we have to think a bigger one, that how can we solve all these questions when no variables are needed. Okay, so I know solving linear equations, like you all guys are know that linear equations look like this: 2x equals to 7, and from this one we can tell that value of x will be minus 7 by 2, right? So, but what about, yes, this one is a linear equation in one variable, but what about if it has two variables? So before going to two variables, let's recall the linear equations in one variable. Like standard form of a linear equation in one variable looks like this, which I have already told in the previous slides. Okay, so it will look like this, and a will not become 0. If a becomes 0, then the whole variable would be 0. If a equals to 0, then ax equals to also 0. So it won't be a equation, right? So that's why they are saying that a not equals to 0. Here this is the standard form of linear equation in one variable. Okay, so let's go further. Okay, now you guys can do it with me, that how can we solve all these questions to find the value of x. Like from this one, 3x equals to, it will be minus 3. So x equal to, it will be minus 1, right? From the next one, it will be x minus 3x. If I keep aside all the variables, that means here x, in one side and keep away all the other numbers in other side, it will be looking like this. Okay, minus 9 will be plus 9 in the opposite side, and minus 3x will be plus 3x will be minus 3x in the opposite side. So it will be minus 2x equals to 17. So x's value will be minus 17 by 2. Right? Okay, done. And the third one you can do it yourself. I am going to next slide. Okay. Does any linear equations have only one solution? Okay, linear equation in one variable have only one solution, right? Because in previous slides you have seen that they all are linear equations in one variable, and because it has only one variable, that is x, that is y, that is again x, so all the variables will have only one, right? So it will be, yes, linear equation in one variable have only one solution. Now let's watch a video that what are the linear equations in two variables. Okay, so let's watch the video. Then we are going to discuss about it further. Okay, so this was a fun experiment that how we can use that linear equations in two variable. Okay, so I am again explaining it like you have total 1 rupees and 10 paisa. Okay, and you have to buy something, and how you will manage to buy the both things and spend the 1.10 paisa. So these are the real examples where do these linear equations in two variables will be useful. Okay, so let's go further and see the actual explanation of these kind of sums. Okay, Josh and Karim had 5 sandwiches together. How many sandwiches did they have individually? Okay, Josh had 3 more sandwiches than the number of sandwiches Karim had. Okay, so from this one we can see that Josh has 4 sandwiches and Karim has 1 sandwiches. So how can we make a linear equation to it to solve this, how many sandwiches they have? Okay, let's say Josh and write it like J and Karim as the K, and they both has 5 sandwiches. So Josh will definitely have to, and system of linear equations in 2 variables just like the system of linear equation in 1 variable. What we have to do, that we have to keep all the variables in one side and keep another variables in the other sides. Okay, so from these two we have to make, or we have to get 2 understandings, or we have to extract 2 conditions from which we can solve the linear equations in 2 variables. Okay, maybe you guys have been puzzled, but when we are doing actual math sums, we will have to see that these all are the easy processes. Okay. Okay, so linear equation in 2 variables, whose definition will be look like equation are the mathematical statements that shows that 2 mathematical expressions are equal. Okay, and linear equation with degree 1. And what about the degree 1? Degree means the variable has only 1 degree. Okay, variables which we generally take any alphabets as the variable whose value we don't know yet. Okay, so x, y, z, a will all be considered, can be also considered as the variable. And why they are told as the degree 1? Because x has no power. If it was x square or x cube, then these all will be called as the degree 2 or degree 3 equations. Okay, and equation with 1 degree will always be linear equations. So that's why x, y, z, a equation having all these variables like x, y, z, a will also be called as the linear equations in 1 degree, or linear, or simply linear equations. Okay. Okay, examples we already discussed it about. This will be 2x plus 6, x plus y. These all are the 1 degree equations or linear equations. Okay, but it has slight difference that it has only 1 variable. That's why it will be linear equation with 1 variable, and it has 2 variables, so it will be linear equation in 2 variable. Right. Okay, let's go further. And variables, I have already told that alphabetic characters that expresses a numerical value or a number which we don't know yet. We have to solve for it. Okay, so these all will be called as the variable, just like x, y, z, p, q, a, b, c, d, alpha, beta, gamma, whatever. Okay, right. Okay, we have another video, that is linear equations in 2 variables examples. We already have discussed about it. And yes, the previous sum, like Josh has 3 more sandwiches than Karim, and they total had 5 sandwiches. So it will simply look like that Josh has 4 sandwiches and Karim will have 1 sandwich. So it will be total 5 sandwiches. Okay, so this one was pretty easy, pretty much easy, but let's go further to see that how the real examples will look alike. Okay, so linear equation in 2 variable, where the standard equation will be looking like this: ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where a and b both not equals to 0. So here a is the coefficient or the constant, b is also the coefficient of y and a constant, c is already a constant, and here x and y are variables. So the standard form of linear equation in two variables will look like this. Okay, see, and they have also added some clause like a and b and c will all be real numbers, and a and b are not both zeros is called linear equations two variables. Okay, so a, b and c are real numbers. Okay, and maybe you have already studied it about that a and a, b, c can't be 0. Okay, not c, a, b can't be 0, c can be 0, but that is the different point. Okay, and a and b should be real numbers. And what are the real numbers? All the numbers you can imagine are real numbers, be it root 3, be it 3 bar, 0.3 bar and whatever. So these all numbers can be placed under a and b. Okay, normal numbers are obviously can be fitted. So let's go further. Okay, so what is a system of linear equations in variable? Okay, it has a video, but if we don't watch the video, you can watch it in your home peacefully. So let's just understand the content of the video. Like, if we are given two examples like 2x plus 5y equals to 10 and 3x plus 2y equals to minus 10. So it has same variables, but they are making two different equations. So how can we solve these two equations to find the value of x and y? Okay, so this is the process that if I write like this, 3x plus 4y equals to 6 and 3p minus 4q equals to 2. Can we solve this kind of examples? No. Why not? Because x, y, p and q, they are making 4 variables. Okay, so this is not a general system that we can solve linear equations with 4 variables. Okay, so these won't be solved. Yes, this one is also an example of 4x plus 2y equals to 6 and x minus 5y equals to 0. These also has 2 variables. So this is an example of linear equations in 2 variables. And here we have another example that 3x plus 5y equals to 15 and 6x plus 10y equals to 30. But if you divide this one with 2, the same equation will come again. So that's why these two equations are generally the same equations. So the sufficient condition we are not getting. So that's why these two equations can't be solved. Okay, so to solve a linear equations with 2 variables, we need 2 equations which are satisfying the causes and can be solved. Okay, so let's go the next one. Write the following equation in the standard form: ax plus by plus c equals to 0, and indicate the values of a, b and c in each case. Okay, so these all equations are written in an unarranged manner. So if we have to write it in the correct manner, it will be look like this. Okay, just see from this one, this is representing a as 5, this is representing b as minus 3, and this is representing c as minus 4. Okay, and the complete equation is representing these equations. Okay, and the conditions are a and b are not equals to 0. Obviously they are not equals to 0. The same process can be followed for these all the equations. You guys can try it at your home. Like for the last one I am doing this one, it will be looking like this. If you don't want to write the 0 again here, you don't have to. Okay, but the equation will look like this. Okay, this one is quite simple. You don't have to try very much to do it whatever. Okay, so what is the equation of a line parallel to x-axis? Okay, let's see the video here. This video will be beneficial and it will help to understand the next slides of this content. Okay, so what we have learned from this video, that this one is representing a graph paper where x, these two are the axis, x axis and y axis, and we are putting points onto it, And about x axis and y axis, we have already discussed it in the coordinate geometry and in so many chapters, that graph papers we have to draw two lines, one is vertical and one is horizontal, and this is called as the x axis and this is called as the x axis. We will point it out like x and x dash, and this will be called as y axis, and it will be written like y and y dashed. And these all are the points which we have to put just by reading the scale of this, like this one is representing 1 unit, this one is 2, 3 and 4, and similarly this all are the negative axis. It will be representing -1, -2 and -3. Okay, similarly this is the positive y axis, it will also represent 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the negative y axis, this will represent -1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so if we, after plotting the points, if we join all the points, like A is 2, 3, so it will represent this point here. Okay, B is like A is 2, 3, so it will represent 1, 2 and 1, 2, 3. So it will be this one. Okay, B will represent -4 and 3. It will represent this point. So similarly, other 2 points will, after plotting other 2 points, we can see that it will look like a straight line. Okay, after joining all the lines, it will look like a straight line. And as we already know that these two lines are parallel lines. And what about the parallel lines? Like this one, if this scale is representing a line and this pen is representing another line, so these two lines will be called as the parallel lines. And talking about parallel lines, where do we see the parallel lines in our real life? That is in rail lines. Rail lines are the natural example of parallel lines. Okay, right? So in graph paper also, or in reality, x axis, and this is the x axis, and a line which is going straight upper in the by crossing the y axis parallel to the x axis will be called as the parallel of x axis, right? Okay, let's go further. So this topic has been discussed, that what is the equation of a line parallel to the x axis. Okay, so equation of the line in BA. So this equation of this line will be y equals to 3, because it is crossing the number 3 point in this graphing plot. Okay, next, what is the equation of a line parallel to y axis? Okay, I am not playing the video here. This video is quite similar to the previous one, and you guys can watch in your home. So it will be looking like this. Like the similar way we have drawn a parallel line to the x axis, we will have to draw another line parallel to the y axis, and it will be like this. And so what will be the equation? So the equation will be the point where this line has crossed the x axis will be the equation. So it will be x equals to -3, because in x equals to -3 this line has crossed the x axis. So the equation of the parallel to the y axis will also be the same, x equals to -3. Okay, so what have we learned? Let's recall a little bit. So parallel to the x axis will be x equals to 3, y equals to 3, because in the point 3 the the two axes has crossed, okay, and about the next one, that in y in x equals to -3, these two axes has crossed. So that's why they are becoming the parallel to each other, and the equation is becoming parallel to each other. And why we are all learning this? Yes, we will have to see that we will get another, like there are so many examples we will get future, that which will look like this one, like 2x plus 3 equals to something, or 3x plus 2y equals to something, and they will be considered as the parallel line of each other, right? Okay, now this one is another video, that is what is the equation of x and y axis. Okay, so let's watch the video, because this video is also beneficial, so watch this one. Okay, so from this video we have learned that how can we make equation by plotting points in the x and y axis, and then we have to solve this, and then we can tell that are these lines parallel to any of the axis like y axis or x axis, and what will be then the equations of this one. Okay, and how can we solve, and after that how can we solve these kind of equations. Okay, so let's go further and see some examples of like real examples of like this. Okay, so it will be, so this one is y axis, and the equation of y axis will be x equals to 0, and this one is the x axis. So equation of the x axis similarly will be y equal to 0, and here we have plotted all the points here like 1 comma 0, 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0, 0 comma minus 1, 0 comma minus 2, 0 comma minus 3. Similarly in the upper side is like all the positives. Similarly in the negative axis of x will be all negatives. Okay, so these are the lines we have or we can plot. And now how can we frame the equations? Like framing equations is these all are known by you guys, that this one is addition sign, this one is negative sign, this one is multiplication, this is equal to, and this is division. Division can also be written like this, okay, and for multiplication we can also use this kind of these brackets, okay. So these all are known by you guys, and we will use all the equation to solve to frame equation and solve this. Okay, the cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Write a linear equation in two variables to represent this statement. Okay. The cost of a ball pen is ₹5 less than, okay. Let's do the first one. So the cost of a notebook, if I let cost of a notebook is twice of a pen. Okay, if cost of a notebook is X and cost of a pen is Y, so from one condition we can get the equation will look like that. It will be look like 2y equals to x. Okay, because cost of a notebook is x, which is twice as the costly as the cost of a pen, and a pen cost is y, so 2 into y will be x. Okay, right. एक नोटबुक का कॉस्ट है 10 रुपया और पेन का कॉस्ट है नोटबुक से हाफ, तो ये कितना होगा 10/2 equals to 5. In the similar way we can say that एक पेन का कॉस्ट है 5 रुपया और नोटबुक का कॉस्ट है उसका डबल, सो इट विल बी 5 into 2, that will be 10. The similarly, if I let that a cost of a pen is y rupees and cost of a notebook is x rupees, so by this statement the cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen, right? So if cost of a pen is y and cost of a notebook is x, so y, the value of y will be half of x. Okay, from this one we can also tell that value of y will be half of x. If we just change the side of 2, so it will be division in the opposite side, right? So let's see another example. The cost of a ball pen is ₹5 less than half of the cost of fountain pen. Write this statement as a linear equation in two variables. If I think that fountain's pen cost is if I let the cost of a fountain pen is P, I am letting it. So the cost of ball pen is less than half of the cost of fountain pen. So the cost of ball pen will be 5 less than half of the cost of fountain pen, and I have already let that cost of fountain pen is P rupees. So the cost of ball pen will be P minus 2 equals to 5. So it is the representation of in linear equation in one variable. But if I think that cost of a ball pen is Q, I can just simply write it like this. Okay, so this one is another example that how easily you can transform linear equation in one variable to linear equation in two variable, just letting or writing it in the similar form like linear equation in one variable. Okay, so maybe you have wondering that how can we solve this? So these are the equations that we are given to make equations. These are the conditions we have given to make the equations. But to solve this, we need to frame, or we need another condition to solve this kind of equation, or to solve the value of these both P and Q. Okay, so we need another conditions which were not given in this point. These are all basic examples they are giving us to just try to make some examples. Okay, so let's go further. I mean, further maybe they will give us some real problems. So I understood how to frame equations. Shall we see how many solutions does it have? Okay, solutions of linear equation in two variables. Okay, so if I tell you that x plus y equals to 5 and ask you that how many equation does it have, like for x and y, like if I think that x is 1, so y, value of y will be 4, because 1 plus 4 is equals to 1. If I am putting 1 in x's place, so we have to already put 4 in y's place to make it 5. Another thing, that if I put 2 in x's place, we have to put 3 in y's place to make it 5. Again, if I put 3 in x's place, I have to put 2 in y's place. Similarly, and I have already no, they didn't give the examples. I can do this reverse also. Like if I put 4 in x's place, then y will be 1. Okay, these all have been done in positive way. We can do this also using negative numbers as well. Okay, if I put minus 2, the value of y will be 7 and the answer will be 5. Okay, if I put minus 3 in x's place, so it will be 8. The value of y will be 8. So they have asked us that how many solutions that it can has. So 1, 4, minus 2, 7, 2, 3, 3, 2 and 0, 5 are few solutions of x plus y. One thing you have to notice that they have written that few word. That means these are all the few examples. So these equation can has unlimited solutions, right? And you guys can do it in your home to check it. Like you have to put one numbers and check, and if you try to check like this, you can see that there may be one page could be filled by putting all the numbers here. Okay, so it can has so many solutions. The next 2, 3, 0, 5 remind me of something else. What is? Yes, graphs. Shall we try to plot graph of this equation? So these are the simple representation of graph points. Like we all write graph points like this: 2, 3, 3, 0, minus 5, 8, and close them into the brackets. Okay, so let's see that how graph is related, and you guys have already known that graph is closely related to this kind of this chapter also. So how do we draw graphs of equation? Okay, so let's see the video here.
Drawing a graph of equations sounds very
So this video is the example that how can we plot the lines. Just like x plus 3 equals to 0, this is a linear equation in one variable, and from this we can say that value of x will be minus 3, and minus 3 can be plotted here, and we can draw a line which will be parallel to the y axis. Okay, and the equation of this line will be x equals to minus 3. Similarly, x equals to 2 will be, y equals to 2 will be the equation will be here, and this one will be the parallel to the x axis. Okay, so these are the process by which we can draw or plot the numbers in the graph paper or in the axis, and to make a equation of any straight line. Okay, and we are just learning straight line here. In future you guys will also learn the equation of curves as well. Okay, but that's for later. So let's go further. Okay, 1 comma 4 is the solution of x plus y equals to 5. Obviously, if I put 1 in x place and 4 in y's place, the value of equation will be 5, and this point can be plotted here, just like 1 from here and 4 from here. Okay, so these are the process by we can plot points. 2 comma 3 can be plotted here. Okay, 1 2 1 2 3. Again 5 comma 0 can be plotted here. This is 1 2 3 4 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, maybe this 4 is been written a little bit in misplaced position, but 5 will be here. And the next step will be, if I join all the points, so we will get a straight line, okay, or a ray maybe. You can see that this one they have drawn a ray, and you can imagine this as a straight line, and this form a straight line and is also touching 5 comma 0, another solution of x plus 5. Obviously this one is 5 comma 0. And the next will be, we have to, so the equation of this straight line we have to find in our next slides. So which will be like graphical, which will be or which can be solved by the process of linear equations in two variables. Okay, next, so keynotes like what we have already learned from this lectures, that graphically linear equations forms a straight line. Every points on line is solution of equation, and linear equations in two variables has infinitely many solutions. Okay, so we already have learned all these kinds, and we will also learn that how can we solve, or what the processes are of which can be followed to solve the linear equations in two variables. Okay, so let's see. Find 4 solutions of the following linear equations in two variables and plot them. Okay, these all are real examples, like 2x plus 3y equals to 6. And how can we solve these two? We have to write these two. Okay, and you can write it like this. If I write x equals to, then it will be 6 minus 3y by 2. Okay, now start from 0. If I put 0 in y, so then the value of x will be 3. If I put maybe 2 in y, the value of this will be, value of x will be 0. And similarly, there are so many points which I can take, like for y, and the value of x will be different. So that's why, because they have all infinite number of solutions, but we just only need 3 or 2 points, equation of points. So they have taken minus 6 and 6, 0 and 2, 3 and 0, and 6 and minus 2. Okay, so we have already got 3 and 0 and 0 and 2, these two numbers, these 2 points we have already got. Another we can take, that is 6, and if I take this as 6, the value of x will be minus 6, and I can also take minus 2 as the point of y, then the value of x will be 6. Okay. So after getting all the points, we can plot it in the graph paper and can get a straight line which will cross through the y axis, and it will make a little, tell me what is this? This is a little triangle, right? And from this triangle I can also find the area of this triangle. Okay, and this will be beneficial for your next class, maybe in a coordinate geometry. But for this chapter we have to do this till this only. Okay. So next, okay, tell me what this equation will look like. So this is 3x minus 4y equals to 12. So if I want to find the value of x and y, or the points of x and y, it will be written as like this. Okay, and if I put 0 in y's place, so the value of x's place will be 4. So the first point we have already got. If I put 3 in y's place, then x's value will be 8. Similarly, we can also find the value of other 2's. Okay, so they have just tried to find two points. So that is 0 comma minus 3 and 4 comma 0, and they are making already a straight line. Okay, so because they have already made it, so this is again making a triangle in between them in these two axes. So your point will be that we have to find as many number of points so that we can make a triangle by crossing these two axes. Okay. So let's go further. How many points do we really need graphically to represent a linear equation? Just what I have been telling you about, that we can draw with just 2 points. So minimum 2 solutions are required. Okay, so minimum 2 points you need to find out. Okay, and less than 2 point won't be represented by like a square, like a triangle here. Okay, so you need to find at least 2 points which can be plotted in the graph paper or x and y axis. Okay, how do you draw the graph of a linear equation in 2 variables? We have already learned it about it, and we have already studied it in the coordinate geometry chapter. So I am not playing the video, and you guys can watch this in your home. So the gist of the video will be looking like this, that if y is equals to 3x, so then how can we plot these equation in the graph paper? So it will be x, if I take value of x is 0, then y will also be 0, and if I take 1, the value of y will be 3. If I take 2, then value of y will be 6. If I take 3, then value of y will be 9, and this will go on. And if I plot all the points in the graph paper, so then the picture will be looking like this. Okay, so it will cross or go by in the 0, 0 point. Okay. Give the equations of two lines passing through 2, 14. How many more such lines are there and why? So if I draw this graphically, okay, from this you can see that if I draw this graphically, the x and y axis will be looking like this. X and y axis will be looking like this, and this point will be 2 and this point may be 2, 14. Okay, and if I want to take any other point which will cross these 2 points, so what it will be? So it can be 14, 0. From the image we can tell that if I draw 14, 0, so it will go, sorry, 0, 14. If I draw 0, 14 here, so it will pass through the 2, 14 point, and from the image we can tell that. Okay, and next, how many more such points? So one point we have already done, and there will be so many, maybe infinite. Okay, let's see in the examples. Okay, choose the equation showing the graph given, like x equals to y, x plus y equals to 0, y equals to 2x, and 2 plus 3y equals to 7x. If I plot all the points in the graph paper, so it will be like for the first one. The all points will be looking like this 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And for this one also, for x equals to 1, y will be 2. For x equals to 2, 2 will be 4. For x equals to 3, y will be 6. All will be double. And similarly, you guys can do for these two also. And if I plot all the numbers here, so the graph will be looking like this, and they have already just, draw just one straight line. You can do it in your home with the all 4 straight lines, but the image will get a little bit like hazy or something. Okay. So these are the process which we can plot the points. Okay. So key note from this one: if line passes through 0, 0, the equation of the y equals to mx. The equation will be y equals to mx, where m, n or m and n are the non-zero real numbers. Okay, so this is the key points from here. And talking about y equals to mx, if the equation looks like this, y equals to 2x, so value of m will be 2. Okay. And talking about m, you guys will know in the future that m is called as the tangent. Okay. This is just a, fun fact. I observed something more interesting. Plot 2, 3, 2, 5 and 2, 2. Okay. So 2, 2, 2, 3 and 2, 5. These all numbers being plotted, so are forming a standing line or straight line which will look like this. Okay, so this is like a vertical line, right? The line, and this line will also be parallel to the y axis. Like if I take this one as the x and this one as the y, so this line will be parallel to the y axis, obviously. X axis is also straight line. Can I express it as an equation? Okay, you guys can think that can it be expressed in an equation like this one is x axis, we already know that, and this one is y axis. This is also been known by us. So they are asking us the equation of the x axis. So it will be looking like y equals to 0. Okay, so points on x axis are of form x comma 0, like 7 comma 0 and minus 3 comma 0. So every points are having these kinds of equation. So what we are getting from this, that any point in the x axis has 0 in the y part. Okay, and talking about y part, we already know that all these parts, all these points can be written like this. A number which is in the x place represents the value of it in the y's part, and a point in the y's place represents the value of its in the x's part. So the equation of the x axis will be looking like this, that is y equals to 0. Okay, right. The next is equation of y axis x equals to 0. Tell me, it will be yes, equation of x axis will like similar from like the x axis will be x equals to 0, right. Then is there any similarity in all lines parallel to x axis? Yes, it has similarities, that is lines parallel to x axis will have same y value. Okay, so those lines which are like these 3 points have 0, 7, 2, 7 and 5, 7. Okay, so these all 3 points has the y part similar, that is 7. So equation of line parallel to x axis is y equals to n for some constant n. So it will be a constant and it will be the same constant, that is 7. Okay. And if you want to try it, you can draw it in your graph paper in your home. Okay. So let's go next. Equation of line parallel to y axis is x equals to n for some constant n. We have already learned. Yes or no? It will be yes, obviously. So what are the keynotes we already get from this one, that is equation of x axis is y equals to 0. Equation of y axis is x equals to 0. This one is been maybe cleared for every one of you. Number 2, the graph of x equals to a is a straight line parallel to x axis, y axis. Similarly, y equals to a will be parallel to the x axis. Okay, this one. So these all are the 3 key points we have got from the chapter or this part of the chapter. So how do you solve 2 linear equations using graph? Okay, so talking about solving them, it has a video and I am not playing the video here again. I am explaining it like in more familiar manner, that if we are given 2 equations, then we have to find the values of x and y, or the 2, like if we are given 2 equations just like 5x plus 2y equals to something and 7x plus 5y equals to something, we have to find the value of x and y, and to find the value we have to find the points which are satisfying this equation and similarly this equation. And after finding all the points, we have to plot this, and if they intersect in any point, so that will be the equation of those 2 missing variables. Okay, not be missing variables, those 2 variables. Okay, the variables has already numbers are missing. So this will be the solution or the type of solution which we are looking for actually. Let's go further. Okay, show that the points A equals to this, B equals to this and C equals to the lie on the graph of the linear equation y equals to this, and draw the graph of the linear equation, this one, at what points the graph cuts x and y. So if you do the number 2 correctly, you can see that if I put 0 here, so the value of x will be 2. If I put maybe 4 here, sorry, no, not 4, it will be 3. If I put the value of 3 here, so it will be -2. So these are the 2 points. If I plot them, one point will be here and another point will be here, and they are crossing the x and y axis. Okay, so by which point they are cutting it? They are cutting it, one is this point, one will be 0 comma, you have to measure it. I don't have that process to measure it. This point I have written the measure, and this point will be it will be 6 comma 0 maybe, okay, or no, 2 comma 0, it will be 2 comma 0 point and another that you have to measure it. Okay, got it clearly? And for the number 1, that we have to plot all the points. That is, first of all, 1 comma 2 will be like this, the 1 comma 16 will be like here, and 0 comma -7 will be like here. Okay, then we have to draw the line, and again for this equation y equals to 9x minus 7, we have to find the points. So if I put 0 in x's place, the value of y will be -7. If I put 1 in x's place, the value of y will be 2. Okay, similarly, so if I plot the points, the first one will be here and the second one will be here. Okay, and the equation will be like this. Are these two, okay, we have to check that are these two triangles similar here? If yes, then we can tell that the graph lie on the linear equation, and if not, we will tell that these won't lie in the same process. Okay, you can do this in your home and you can check it out. This is the simple process by which we can check that the statement they have given us, whether it's right or not. And if you want to solve it, then you can solve it. It will take more time. So these are all the little bit tricks to solve this kind of solutions. Next, so let's practice find two different solution of the equation 2x plus 5y equals to 15. Okay, to solve this, you can just put two numbers here, and if I put 1 in here, it will be 5 in x's place, and if I put 3 in here, 3 in y's place, so the solution will be 0. Okay, so these are all the two different solutions for this equation. Okay, find the 4 different solutions. This is also can be done like writing this and putting 4 different solutions. This one you can do it in home. Okay, the next one, solve the equation 2x plus 1 equals to x minus 3 and represent the solution on the number line and the Cartesian plane. Okay. So, the equation they have given, that is 2x plus 1 equals to x minus 3. So, the value of this will be minus 3 minus 1, because x will get subtracted from 2x and the value of this will be x, and minus 3 already we have in this side, and minus 1 will also come in this side. So, the value of this will be x equals to minus 4, and you have to just put the value of this x in the number line, which will start from 0 to plus infinity and minus infinity. So, minus 4 will lie in this point, and in the Cartesian plane, that means which has x and y axis. So, it will be x dashed and y dashed. So, it will be minus x. So, the equation will be like this, that is x equals to minus 4. It will be like this, x equals to minus 4, right. So, this one was quite easy. The next, give the geometric representation of y equals to 3 as an equation in one variable and in two variable. So, if I draw this geometrically, first we have to do this for two variables, x, y, and they have asked y equals to 3. So, the equation of y equals to 3, remember it will always be the parallel to the x axis. So, it will be like this. Okay. And for one variable, if I write x equals to 3, y equals to 3, so it will be any point, and you can also do this in a number line also. Yes, maybe that will be much better if you draw 0 and 3 here in the number line. That will be a geometrical representation of y equals to 3 in one variable, right. Next, if the point 3, 4 lies on the graph of the equation 3y equals to ax plus 7, find the value of a. Okay, we have to just 3, 4, where 3 is representing the value of x and 4 is representing the value of y. So, if I put it in this given equation, we can get 12 equals to 3a plus 7, and from this we can get, so the value of a will be 5 by 3. Simply, this one is pretty much simple. Okay, what we have done, that we have just put the value, and by putting the value you can use the dot multiplication. Dot is represents the multiplication, or you can give the actual multiplication sign. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, give the equation of two lines passing through 2, 14. How many more such lines are there and why? So, there can be infinite number of lines, and talking about passing 2, 14, So if this is the x and y axis and 2 comma 14 point will be here, and talking about the lines which can pass, and the line will be like if I draw a point here, what you can do, you can just point a scale and put the points in whatever you want to like. If I draw this point here and join them, so we can tell that these 2 points are joining it. Okay, you don't have to write all the equations or frame the equations like ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where you put the value to make it a equation. All that you don't have to. If you have a scale and you are doing it graphically or in a graph paper, you can just add a scale here and draw a point to make the to find the answer. Okay, let's go next. A 2-digit number is 27 more than the number obtained by reversing its digits if its units and tens digits are x and y respectively. Write the linear equation representing the above statement. Yes, here they have asked us just to write the linear equation. So a 2-digit number is 27 more than the number obtained by the reversing its digit. If its units and tens digit are, so tens digit they have told that is y. So tens digit is y. So the number can be 10y. Okay, because in 72 7's value is 70. Similarly, we can tell that y's value is 10y in this number, and unit digit is x. So it can be just added like this. It will be 10y plus x. Like for in 72, unit digit is 2, and we can just add 2 into 7 to make it 72. So for the similarly, we can do here it all. We can do this here also. So this is the number. And what they are asking us that if we reverse the numbers like y and x, if I reverse y and x, so it will be 10x plus y. If I reverse the numbers, it becomes 27 more. So that means the previous number, the difference of now, I mean the new number and the previous number will be 27. So this is the standard form of this equation will look like. So if I solve this, so it will be 10x plus y minus 10y minus x equals to 27. So it will be 9x minus 9y equals to 27, and if I take 9 out of this equation by taking common, so it will be x minus y equals to 3. So this will be the standard form of this equation, right? So they have asked just the equation, and that will be x minus y equals to 3. The next, the sum of 2-digit number and the number obtained by reversing the order of its digits is 121. If units and tens digit of the number are x and y respectively, then write the linear equation. Again, so one number will be 10y and one number will be x. So the number will be 10y plus x, just like the last one. Okay, the sum of two digits number and the number obtained by reversing the order. Okay, so if I reverse the order, so it will be 10y plus x, and the sum of these two, I mean the sum of these two numbers will be what? X and y. Why? Because these are all the numbers. Like for 72, 7 is the number whose value is 70, and 2 is the another number whose value is already 2. So like the similar way they have told us that by reversing the order. So we have reversed the order and we have reversed the order and the equation will look like this, and the sum of the digits, that is x and y, like for this one it will be 7 and 2, and for this one it will be x and y, and their sum will be 121. So what will be the equation? So the equation will look like this, like in the normal form, and if we calculate it, it will be 11x plus 11y. Just add them and take 11 common to look it like this. And why this one is looking like this? 121 will be divided by 11, and 11 into 11 is 121. We already know that. Maybe so many people have know that, so it will be 11. So this one will be the standard form of this equation. Okay, let's go next. Plot the points on a graph paper and verify that the straight line passing through these points also passes through the point 1, 4. Okay, first try to plot them, and talking about this, if we have to check only that, so 3, 5 point will be here, and minus 1, 3 point will be here, and 1, 4 point will be here. So maybe this is not passing here, or it is passing, or maybe it will pass, because the 4 point will be here maybe. So you can just check this by like plotting a point here. If you are getting 4 point here, you can say, so 1, 4 will be here maybe. So if you are getting this, so this will be that yes, this point is passing through 1, 4. And if you are not getting it here, then you will say that this point will not pass. And to this kind of, and just answer this kind of MCQ question or short answer type questions, you can just draw the line and or plot the points and can measure it by a simple this scale. Okay, right? Next, the taxi fare in a city is as follows. For the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8. For the subsequent distance, it is rupees 5 per km. Taking the distance covered as x kilometer and total fare is y. Write a linear equation for this information and draw its graph. So for first kilometer it is 8. So it will be 8 kilometer plus, and for the subsequent distance is rupees 5 per kilometer. The total distance it has covered, that is x kilometer, and from x we can minus 1 because 1 kilometer is already been covered for rupees 8, and the fare it will be x minus 1 into 5, and the total cost I got, that is y, right? So the total value of this one will be 8 plus 5x minus 5 equals to y. Okay, so the equation will be looking like this, and I hope you understood it. 8 kilometer for 1 kilometer. Okay, and the rest of the distance is x kilometers, and 1 kilometer is already been covered. So it will be x minus 1, and the cost of this much will be 5 rupees per km. So that's why we have multiplied 5 into it, and the total cost we have got, that is rupees y. So that's why it will be plus, it will get added and the answer will be in plus. So equals to y. So and if I multiply this, so it will look like this. So 5x plus 3 equal to y if I solve this, and from this we will get the equation 5x minus y equals to 3. And if you plot this the similar way, you can plot this like y equals to 5x minus 3. Yes, y equals to 5x minus 3, and this one is if you plot the points like x and y, if you put 0 in x's place, it will be minus 3. If you put 1 in x's place, it will be 2. If you put 2 in x's place, it will be 7, right? And you can plot all the points in this one, right? And so the linear equation form is this, and the graph will look like this, right, after plotting it obviously. So let's go further. Draw the graph of 2x plus 3y equals to 12. Find the coordinates of the point whose y coordinate is 3 and whose x coordinate is minus 3. So for 2x plus 3y equals to 12, the equation will look like x equals to 12 minus 3y by 2, and then value of x and y will be, if I put 0, it will be 6. If I put 2, it will be 3. If I put 4, it will be 0. Yes, it will be 0. So y's coordinate is 3. So if y's coordinate is 3, so if I put y equals to 3, so it will be 1.5. X coordinate will be 1.5, and whose x coordinate is minus 3. If I put minus 3 in x's place, so it will be 6, maybe what? I don't know. Okay, no, you don't have to do it like this. You just need to plot x and y here, which we have got is 6, 0 is maybe here, and 3, 2 will be like here, and 0, 4 will be like here, and add this, and y's coordinate is 3. Find the coordinates of the point whose y's coordinate is 3. So if I put 3 in y's place, so y's coordinate will be 3, maybe half, and if I put minus 3 in x's coordinate, it will be 0, 0, maybe 0, 0. So after drawing the graph, so this is another process which you can do this, or after drawing the graph you can just measure the points with a scale and find the coordinates which is representing y equals to 3 and x equals to minus 3, just like the previous one, just by the scale. After drawing the graph, you have to find that in x axis where the point is minus 3 and in y axis where the point is 3, right? Okay. Okay, draw the graph of equation, this one. Also find the area triangle. Yes, which triangle I have been talking about? Okay, so I have already told that how can we measure the area or what the triangle is. So if I draw a line here, this is the triangle, and to find the area which they have asked us here. So this will be the base and this will be the height. Okay, and talking about base, the coordinate of this will represent this point and the height will represent this point. And talking about these type of equations, they can be solved like this. Like 3 4s are 12, it will be 4x, and 4 3s are 12, it will be 3x. And how 4 and 3 we get? We can just multiply it with the numerator and similarly with this numerator. It will be 1. So the equation will be 4x plus 3y equals to 1. Now you can just find the value of x and y by putting numbers here. Like for this one, if I do this, it will be 1 minus 4x by 3. And if you put 0 in it, no, not 0, you have to put, oh sorry, it will be 12. That's why we are getting mistake. Okay, so if you put 0 in x's place, it will be 4 in y's place. If you put 3 in x's place, it will be 0 in y's place. And if you put maybe take a minus 1, that is yes, take 6 in x's place, it will be minus 4 in y's place. And now plot all the points like 0 comma 4 will be here, 3 comma 0 will be here, and 6 comma minus 4 will be here. This is making a point. And talking about the points, this is representing 0 comma 4. So that's why this one will be 4 unit. And this is representing 0 comma 4. This is representing 3 comma 0. So this will be 3 unit. And from this we know that half into 4 into 3 will be the formula of area, that is half into base into height. So this is a right angle triangle, and right angle triangle's area is half into base into height. So from this we can tell that 6 unit is the area formed by drawing this line. Right? Got it? Yes, they already have done this here. Yes, you can see it here. Okay, yes, 6 square units is the answer. Okay, multiple choice questions. 4 comma 19 is the solution for the coordinate y equals to ax plus 3, then a equal to, just put the value of these numbers. Like if I put 19 here and 4a plus 3, by putting x's value as 4, it will be 4a equals to 16. So a's value will be 8, sorry, 4 value will be, a's value will be 4. So 4 is the number. Okay, next. A comma 4 lies on the graph of 3x plus y equals to 10, then the value of a is. So if I put 4 in y's place, so it will be 3x equals to 6, and 3, and by dividing 6 with 3, okay, do it like here. If I put just 3a plus 4 equals to 10, like x's value is a and y's value is 4. So a's value I will get from this will be 2, and they have asked us A's value, so it will be 2, right? And talking about that, why we found the value of A not X, that is this one is representing the value of X and the value of X is given by here is A. So that is why we have found the value of this, that is 2. Okay, the graph of the linear equation 2x minus y equals to 4 cuts at x axis at. So to find this, we have to find the value of y, that is y equals to, it will be 2x minus 4, and if I put the numbers here, so x and y, if I put 2 in here, y will be 0, and we all know that to cut x axis we have to make y's part as the 0. So the value which we are getting 0 in y's place is 2, 0. So 2, 0 will be the answer. How many linear equations are satisfied by x equals to 2 and y equals to minus 3? Yes, for talking about two variables, we know that linear equations in 2 variables has infinitely many number of solutions. So it will be infinitely many. Okay, the next one, the equation x minus 2 equals to 0 on number line is represented by a point. Obviously, talking about number line, they have asked us in the number line, and number line looks like this, and every one here is a point. So x minus 2 equals to 0, it will be x equals to 2, and 2 will be just a point. Okay, and obviously it's a point, and we just write it like this straight line just to represent it in a like a better way. Okay, but actually this is a point, so it is a point. The distance between the graphs of the equations y equals to minus 1 and y equals to 3 is, that is 4. Okay, so it will be, if I draw the axis here, so y equals to minus 1 will be parallel to the x axis, and x axis is this one, so minus 1 will be like here, this line, and plus 3 will be like here, and distance between these 2 points will be measured from here, and it will be 4 units. Okay, and you can tell me that or you can ask me that why we are taking this as a 4, why it's not 2, or why we always take the modulus value. Okay, the distance if you start from here, you have to go this and it will be 4 unit, and if you start from here, it will be, you have to take the modulus value which will be always positive, and it will be 4 unit, right? Let's go next. Okay, so next we have nothing, that is this chapter has been finished here. I am giving a quick recap that what we have learned from the beginning. We have learned that we recall the linear equation in 1 variable, then we have learned that what is linear equation in 2 variable and where do we use these kinds of equation. Then we have learned that how can we plot points in here, and by how the plotting points method we can solve linear equations and 2 variables. Okay, so this is the linear equations in 2 variables for class 9. The chapter is ending here. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed the class here. Okay, bye.